I first met Dave when a friend of mine brought me to one of our kind of very old band practices.
I was originally in Benmarana with Jack and Dave.
I think that band started to get a bit more experimental as we went along, and we started using loops and stuff and messing with pedals. And I mean, we had a bunch of songs that were very kind of indie Arcade Fire type songs, and then all of a sudden when we went to record them, we kind of went off on tangents. It's kind of been the case ever since. Things just evolved and turned into something very different. Messing around with different bits of equipment and arriving at fairly random conclusions and making kind of fairly extreme sounds or different sounds, but then kind of taming them within concise pop songs is very much what we're about. You know, the song structures are never too complex or anything, but we like to think that what we do is experiment with the arrangements and the way we go about recording.
So the first thing that we did as the Dying Seconds, actually, although we didn't have a name at that point, was to start an album of electronic music. That ended up just being kind of a collection of quite atmospheric songs.
Well, I think with that album more so than with this one, a lot of the songs came from loops rather than loops being built around songs. We would just kind of build up and layer things in quite a natural way, just passing the mouse back and forth in front of the computer and doing a lot of programming. This album, I think what we've done on a few of the tracks anyway quite differently is start with songs that might be simple voice and acoustic guitar songs or voice and piano, and then build them up from there rather than the other way around.
The Dying Seconds, our first one, had a very bedroomy kind of homemade feel for the obvious reasons that we did do it all in bedrooms.
Yeah. Whereas this time I think we took a much more kind of I guess ambitious or specific
approach. We did a lot of recording in I guess the studio that we've made for ourselves down in Wexford.
The majority of it was recorded down in Wexford, really. Yeah. Where we like to go and hide away and work on things because it's quite peaceful. It's a nice house down there with lovely acoustics. We feel we have a lot of control out down there, and we're quite used to the rooms that we have, and we know how to achieve what we want, but sometimes we need to go for, I don't know, bigger sounds.
We did some recording in a church, we did some recording in a factory. We've definitely put a lot more emphasis on making sure that everything sounds right. One of the ways that I really enjoy working is that you could have something that you think is going to end up in a particular place, and then two people take it off in a completely different direction just based on the fact that it was those 2 or 3 people who happened to be working on it that day. And I think even though we all share quite similar tastes, we do all have our individual styles as well, and that really comes across.
When I came in, originally I was just going to play bass, but I kind of wanted to try more electronic stuff myself as well.
Each person very much has their own musical personalities, so you can very much identify their work and what we do. And I think if a band is too much in agreement all the time, then it leads to quite dull music, really.
Used to sort of come up with a few barriers, like when you're doing electronic music and you're recording, there's so much scope, you can do anything, it can be as rich as you want it. And then doing the live show, I think we're getting more clever with our use of tools.
We've basically been in hibernation for a year now, putting this album together, and it's taken a bit longer than we had expected. So I think we're just really looking forward to now to like getting into like loads of gigs, and we've been working really hard at kind of being able to bring that kind of electronic side to what we do into our live show.
I can't even.
Would you mind? Sorry.
Okay, we'll carry on talking while we get you.
Oh God.
Yeah.
If we do decide like on a direction that a song might take, or that where we might want to end up, we rarely get there, and I think there are various tracks at the end. I can't believe I said that.